the real thing we have to recognize as we look at what's happening in the real world is that Wall Street is converging onto crypto, and they're choosing to do a lot of this work on Ethereum.
Ethereum is the second largest cryptocurrency in the world right now, and it's currently at a crossroads. You've got one side saying it's going to $10,000, $20,000 this cycle. Then you have the other side saying it's slowly losing dominance and it's going to zero. So let's break this down properly without any emotion, without being biased. Should you actually be buying Ethereum in 2026? First, you need to understand what Ethereum actually is, because it's not just a coin you trade, it's the base layer that the entire crypto industry is built on. When you hear about DeFi, NFTs, stablecoins, tokenizations, layer 2s, most of that activity traces back to Ethereum. If something serious is being built in crypto, there's a very high probability that Ethereum is involved some way in the stack. It was founded by Vitalik back in 2013, and after the merge, it shifted to proof of stake. That changed the supply mechanics completely because a new insurance has just dropped. A large percentage of ETH is now being locked up in staking. So you're not just holding a token anymore, you're holding a digital infrastructure that can now generate yield. That's a very different angle compared to other previous cycles where we purely just speculated on a price going up. So let's talk about the bull case for Ethereum and why it could go to $10,000.
We could be seeing 4,000 before the end of the month for Ethereum, but that's not where it peaks. He just thinks that that's the first target. And then I think something, if Sean Farrell's math is correct, then I think 10 to 15,000 actually makes sense too.
By the end of the year?
It could be end of year, it could be sooner. I mean, it just really depends. But that wouldn't be the cap.
Ethereum has one of the strongest network effects in all of crypto. Most serious builders are building on Ethereum, and a majority of DeFi liquidity is sitting here. Institutions are comfortable allocating to Ethereum every year. Layer 2s are scaling usage without overloading the base chain, and staking keeps reducing liquid supply over time. So we've just reached an all-time high in the staking at 32%. Then you add the ETF flows into the mix, and then that creates a structural demand for the entire chain. So the simple thesis is this: if crypto as an asset class expands over the next couple of years, Ethereum expands with it. Now we've spoken about the bull case, let's move on to the bear case. Ethereum is already massive. This isn't a token that you add to your portfolio if you're looking to gain 100x overnight. Gas fees have been a problem in the past. Layer 2 growth can dilute value capture at the base layer, and there's real competition from other layer 1 chains. When Bitcoin dominance rises, Ethereum can lag for literally months at a time, sometimes years, and there's also constant FUD around Vitalik selling. Every time wallets associated with him move coins, the media tends to love it. But the annoying thing about this is he's been selling for years. And I'm not saying that from a negative point of view, but no one mentions his wallet activity when the price is going up. But for some reason, the moment he sells when the price is going down, the media love it, and everyone starts hating on him. I mean, no one mentioned his wallet back in 2021. No one mentioned his wallet even in 2014 when we had that pump. But he's selling exactly the same amount of tokens. If not, he's selling less now than he did 5 years ago. But for some reason, we decide as a culture we want to blame someone for the price action. So looking at the price action of Ethereum, we've been putting in higher highs ever since 2022, and we did put an all-time high back in August of 2025. We are now testing the same trend line that we've used since 2022. We've now tested it 4 times. If this trend does break, there's a very, very high chance it is going to be during a capitulation event where we could see low 1,000, we could say $1,100, $1,200 before hopefully recovering above the trend. The only reason for that to happen is we see some sort of black swan arise over the next few months. Otherwise, I believe we hold this trend and we continue grinding higher over the next 6 to 12 months. Mixed with the RSI, the MACD, and the extreme over panic in the market, I believe this is an amazing opportunity to start accumulating Ethereum. I'm not telling you to go all in at this price at $2,000 because I do believe we're going to see a lower price over the next 3 to 6 months. But for the long term, I believe it's going to be an absolute steal. For me personally, ETH is a core position. It's an infrastructure exposure. I accumulate into weakness, so every time we see ETH drop down by more than 5 or 10%, I'll add more to the portfolio. When we see it break major areas such as $1,500 or $2,000, I'll add more. And I basically accumulate for the very long term. I'm not looking to flip this over the next couple of months. This is my holding for the next 5, 10, 15, or even 20 years. If macro conditions break down, I guess I'll reassess. But in the meantime, Ethereum isn't a degen flip in my portfolio, and it's a backbone holding the entire infrastructure up. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, and I recommend you do your own research before making any investment. Final verdict, where do I believe the price will be at the end of 2026? I believe we're going to be somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000. It's not fantastic, but I believe it's a year we're going to be building before the next leg up. Within 5 years, I expect it to be around $10,000 to $20,000, and then within 10 years, I believe it's going to be around $20,000 to $40,000. Should you be buying ETH? Yes, if you want exposure to the strongest altcoin infrastructure on the market. Wait if you believe the price is extended and you want a better entry, meaning if you want to be targeting the 1400, 1500 range over the next 6 months, I believe the opportunity will be there. And no, you shouldn't buy Ethereum if you're chasing 50x flips or 100x flips. So Ethereum is a long-term positioning, not gambling. That's my breakdown on Ethereum. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me which one down below I should review next. We've got Chainlink, Solana, or Avalanche. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.